rebuilding. The catastrophic failure, a new start, physically, mentally, our careers, our businesses. Step back, first step, next step. The driver in me just wants to get it done tomorrow. We'll do this, do that, let's move this, where are we at with this? You build some confidence, build some self-esteem, start to feel better about yourself. The Silverback Blueprint Podcast, a show for men over 40 who focus on getting stronger, staying motivated, building discipline, creating a community, and becoming truly happy. Hey guys, welcome to the Silverback Blueprint Podcast, episode number 15. Listen to your gut. Listen, guys, today, if you hear a little bit of background noise, we're actually podcasting from the gym today. My main person who works during the days is actually on holiday, so I'm covering. So instead of recording from the office or from my home office where we normally do this, we're actually in Hostile. We're in the West Wing, as I like to call it, one of the workout boot camp rooms and stuff. It's the quietest spot. So we are in a basement, so you're going to pick up some ambient noise. So I hope that doesn't dissuade you too much. And if it does, I apologize. And, if you hear water, just pretend we're at a spa and it's a babbling brook instead of them flushing the toilets upstairs, all right? Nothing but class at Hostile. Anyway, I want to talk today about following your... it's like you can really hear the water now. That's awesome. That's fantastic. I feel really relaxed and zen. Following your gut, listening to your gut. It's very rare, guys, especially once we get over 40 and have had experienced life and been through a lot and really understand more how the world works around us and more importantly, how we work and how we react to things and how we are truly inside. Your gut will 9 times out of 10 alert you when a situation is good, when a situation is bad. It'll let you know when you're about to do something that you shouldn't be doing. And the problem is that we either don't hear it because there's too much noise going around, or we don't have faith in our confidence in what our gut's trying to tell us, or we just don't have the discipline. We don't have the discipline to sit there and we know better. We're about to say something or do something, and we still, drown out that noise, that voice in your head or your gut telling you, I probably shouldn't overreact right now in traffic, or I shouldn't, this isn't the time to bring up something from the past in a situation or a conversation and relationships and stuff. I think it's a weakness when, we're starting to lose an argument and then all of a sudden we pull shit out of the past and dredge things up because, we just want to win at all costs. And deep down, before we're about to say that hateful thing or that thing that's less than positive, we know what we're about to say isn't going to help the situation. And we need to listen to that. And the same thing too, guys, when, there is something that's you should be doing or a challenge or an opportunity that presents itself, your gut will tell you, this is a pretty good thing, or I really need to do this, or I should step up at this point, or that kind of thing. So, it's a powerful, powerful thing. And the more we become in tune with our inner voice or what our gut's trying to tell us, and the more we become honest with ourselves, the more that'll serve us. You can call it your spidey sense, you can call it whatever you want, but at the end of the day, it knows you. Your gut knows who you are. It knows the situation. How many times you've been in a situation and, you're like, oh, here we go again. Well, why are you saying that to yourself? Why is that coming up? Are you putting yourself in a negative situation repetitively? And you know it, but you still do it because it's a pattern. It's the devil to do something different is scary. To do something different is hard work at first. That all goes back to that whole definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Our gut knows, and we just need to really start to slow things down and listen to it. And even afterwards, if we've blown a situation, we've overreacted, we haven't taken a positive step when we had a chance, it's never too late. Right? If you sit there and you're like, man, I really shouldn't have said that, or I really should have taken that opportunity to do something. It's never too late to follow that up. It's never too late to contact that person or that situation and say, you know what, I screwed up. I shouldn't have done that, or I should have said that, or I should have, taken the opportunity to do this situation. And that's the other part. That's the other maturity aspect as well, is to be humble enough and to say, hey, you know what, you fucked up. Correct it. Right? It's never too late to go back and deal with something like that. In fact, the longer you wait, the harder it is and the worse it is and stuff, right? Nobody's perfect and no one's looking for absolute perfection. I think it's insane to even try to contemplate that. I think maybe we even use that as a cop-out, saying, I'll never be good enough or this or this, or why bother? I think that's a real situation as well. But at the end of the day, if we just slow down, listen to our gut, and then, did what we really know is right. And, if we think we're doing something right and it is the wrong thing, that's okay too, because you can go back afterwards and, deal with that and try to correct it, or at least admit it, acknowledge it, and grow and learn from it, right? That's the other thing too, is that you sit back and sort of do a breakdown of what just happened, or what was the net result of this conversation, or this course, or this program, or this purchase, whatever it is. Sit down and do a bit of a deload with it, and sit back and saying, hey, was this the best situation? Did I make the best of it? We run into this a lot, where people, are telling us that they're doing all the right things and they don't understand why they're not losing weight or not getting stronger. But when you have that conversation with them and you start breaking down as to what exactly they're doing, two things. Either they really don't know what they're doing, but they think they do, or they're just lying to themselves. And that's the other aspect too, as we get older. And that's what I always found is part of the cool thing about being in my 40s, is that hopefully there's a point in time where you start to be truly honest with yourself and you stop lying to yourself. In our 20s and our 30s, we're full of shit. We'll make stuff up. We'll compensate. We'll try to just, bury our heads or bull rush right through it and stuff. But we don't want to listen, at that point. We're young and dumb, as they say. But once we hit 40, ideally we've been around long enough and we've been beaten up by life and our poor decisions enough to hopefully we start to sit back and become really honest with ourselves, saying, hey, you know what? When it comes to these things, I'm really good at it and I like where I'm at. But when it comes to these things, I'm not good at it, and I don't like where I'm at, and I'm not getting better. So being honest with yourself, it makes a big difference, because once you start doing that, you start becoming honest with a lot more in life, and it's a lot easier. And then you can make a better judgment call. Hey, I want to do this. For us, obviously, in training and programming and stuff, people come to see us because they want to get stronger and they want to get fitter. And I can always tell when that person's had that real honest conversation with themselves, because their language is different, what they're saying is different, they're listening more, right? They're more receptive. They're opening themselves. They're basically surrendering themselves to a process, saying, you know what? I'm ready to really ready to make this change. And I'm really ready to put some of this effort into it, right? And then I've got the guys and girls that come in that, you know what? They're doing this because either they feel they have to or they know they should, but they haven't really, been honest with themselves and stuff. So I know that the moment they're done a great workout here, they're going right upstairs to have a pint of beer, or they're going upstairs to hit some chicken wings, or, they're telling me that they're not losing weight. And I'm like, great, show me your food journal. And they don't, right? It's just because they're not following the other aspects of stuff. But, maybe a little bit of pretend, maybe a little bit of the romance. Hey, I'm doing this, I'm training, so I'm taking the steps, but, you're not taking it far enough and deep enough. So at the end of the day, listening to your gut, but being honest with yourself and being honest with that information it gives you and reacting on it and growing with it, I think is super important. So it's a skill. It's going to take time to get used to. You're going to get it wrong sometimes, but I'd rather get something wrong trying to make a change than just not making any changes and just basically doing everything the same and doing it wrong. So again, listen to your gut, listen to what it has to say, quiet things down, be honest, and let's see where that takes you. Listen, guys, hey, we're on iTunes finally. So, again, same thing. If you're listening to this way in the future, pretend you're in a time machine. And so we're up there. So if you guys want to head over there and give us a review, hopefully 5 stars, subscribe would be fantastic. We got lots. I think we're up to, I think right now this is episode, what did I just say, 15. And so I think the first 9 or 10 are up already at this point. There'll be more coming. And, again, if you have any feedback, any questions, kurthaas@gmail.com, and I'll talk to you guys later.